Chapter 20. The True Nature of God. Early in this text I said that the process of personal creation is actually three phenomena interacting as one. The first phenomenon has to do with God, the second has to do with you, and the third has to do with you and God together. I said that another way of describing this would be that part 1 of the mystery formula of life is the I am, part 2 is the you are, and part 3 is the how to. The tendency among many humans is to conceive of God the I am in a way that reduces rather than recognizes God's power. If we are not careful, we will find ourselves more interested in experiencing God as an image rather than as a power. We are now going to learn more about the power of the I am. When we finally come to the conclusion that God is not simply a larger version of humans, complete with all the emotional turmoil, complexities and needs of human beings, the need for love, the desire for revenge, etc., we then come to the whole of unspoken truth: God is not a larger version of humans, humans are a smaller version of God. This is where the road to total comprehension of life's biggest mystery begins, because this is part of the mystery itself. Surely the biggest mystery throughout the ages has been God's identity. Yet this has not been a mystery because God has wanted to keep it a mystery. This has been a mystery because humanity has wanted to keep it a mystery. Or, at least, certain portion of humanity. There has been a huge investment within our species in continuing to think of God in particular ways or images. Most people do think of God as a sort of giant human, a massively more powerful and infinitely wiser us. Many humans' religions have even given God a gender, male, in the most recent millennia, and race. Definitely not black. That is, some humans have. Others have given God different characteristics. It is said that not many people actually believe any of these ideas, but that such thoughts are better than nothing. The mind needs something it can hang on to, something it can conceptualize and visualize. Yet people don't believe these things literally. What, then, do they believe? If they were honest, I think most people would tell you they don't know what to believe when it comes to the exact nature or appearance or characteristics of God. I love to tell the story of the 6-year-old girl sitting at the kitchen table busily at work with paper and crayons. Touched by the scene, her mother, caught up in her own work at the sink, sang out across the room, "What you drawing, pumpkin?" "God," the child responded matter-of-factly. "Oh, honey, that's so sweet," her mommy smiled, "but you know, nobody really knows what God looks like." "Well," the little girl chirped, "if you'll just let me finish." In March of 2007 I delivered a satsang in Tokyo in which I discussed God's true identity. Early in the program I described God in this way. God is not a super being in the sky, with the same proclivities and emotional needs as human beings, including the need for love and revenge. God is life's essential energy. You might want to call that energy pure intelligence. Intelligence doesn't care whether you believe in it or not. It doesn't care whether you use it on purpose or not. If you do use it on purpose, it doesn't care how. It makes no judgment about anything at all. Pure intelligence wants nothing, needs nothing, seeks nothing. It simply is. It exists in a way that allows itself to be used. It does this. It allows this, it makes this possible, by placing itself inside of everything. Wherever you look you will find pure intelligence. It is at the basis of all things that exist. Snowflakes reflect pure intelligence. The tiniest atoms reflect pure intelligence. The biggest swath of the night sky reflects pure intelligence. The energy that I am here calling pure intelligence can be used as being used at every level of life, by life itself. You are using this energy, you are focusing this energy, every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Usually without knowing it. The fact that this energy exists, and the way to focus it, therefore using it to one's personal advantage, is what has been called the secret. A move by that every name was made last year and is now sweeping across the world. This energy that I am calling pure intelligence, and that I am telling you is another name for God, has no opinion about anything. That is because it doesn't need anything. It is singularly without need, for the simple reason that it is everything that exists in any form whatsoever. This includes not only physical things, but metaphysical things as well. This includes all spiritual things, and anything in any form that simply is, including thoughts, emotions, feelings, ideas, and yes, the black holes of space. Think about this. If God is truly everything that exists in any form whatsoever, what in the world could God want or need or require? Why would God punish us for not giving God what we imagine that God wants or needs or requires? The answer to these questions is self-evident. It need not be discussed in great detail, because simple logic reveals it to us and makes it clear how we have been held captive by mythologies for our own culture and its past. The opportunity that lies before us, and before all sentient beings, is to use the essential energy of pure intelligence in the way in which it was designed to be used. Not all things that exist in the universe can use this essential energy consciously. That is, with full self-awareness and with intention. Only those elements of life itself that are self-conscious, that is, aware of themselves, can do so. I should correct that last statement. Not even all elements of life that are self-conscious can use the essential energy consciously. It is not only a question of being conscious, it is also a question of the level of consciousness that a being of a species has attained. For instance, a dog, while highly intelligent, is not sufficiently self-aware, as far as we know, to be able to use essential energy with intention. Human beings are not only aware of themselves, they are aware that they are aware, and so have risen to at least the second level of consciousness. This level of consciousness allows sentient beings to notice themselves, and even to notice themselves noticing themselves. That is, we can stand outside of ourselves and watch ourselves doing what we are doing and thinking what we are thinking and saying what we are saying. We can even watch ourselves watching ourselves. We can step back into the hallway of awareness, looking through doorways both forward and backward and, according to some, ultimately seeing and experiencing our divine and sacred self. As I concluded the above remarks, I thought I had been fairly safe in my definition of God. I left the part about God being us for later in the discussion, so I wasn't ready for someone in my audience to plunge into despair as a result of my description, but I see now that I should have guessed this might happen.